Tell me honestly, what did you think before we got married about Russia?
Are you sure that you want to know these details? Maybe you will regret asking this thing.
I am ready. Let's give everyone a good laugh.
But no judging. Guys, if you had any wild ideas about any other country, stick around because you will relate.
Did you really think that Russia was ice and snow all year?
Honestly, yes. I thought that Russia is all about ice and snow, and I thought that all the people there, they are wearing like long fur coats and everyone is just like penguins, like living in the snow.
You were thinking that we are penguins?
I'm just relating like it's all snow. It's that cold, in Russia.
And what you think now?
Now I agree and I understand that there is summer also, and summer is pretty hot as well. And it's not all about snow and ice.
And what about the struggle with the winter clothes? I remember you looked very confused.
The reason because that when we have winter in Pakistan, we are just wearing maximum like one sweater or one jacket and it's enough. But in Russia, it's not the case. I was wearing, I don't know, everything that I had, multiple jackets, multiple sweaters, and still I was feeling cold. I was like, what I need to wear to fight this cold? It's not a normal cold. It's very cold there.
Has Russian winter made you appreciate your heat in Pakistan?
Yes, believe me, when I was in Russia, I miss the summertime in Pakistan because I was like, at least I don't have to wear 5, 6 or endless jackets or sweaters just to go outside in the street.
What you will choose, Pakistani heat or Russian cold?
I think the mix would be perfect. Russian winter with the Pakistani summer, it's the perfect combination.
And what about food? Did you have any strange expectations?
Because I thought that Russian food is all about potatoes, like in the breakfast potatoes, lunch potatoes, and even for dinner at night potatoes. Because I used to think that they are only growing potatoes and Russian food is all about potatoes.
Such stereotype.
But it's kind of little bit true. In Russia, I think in villages, almost everyone is growing potatoes. Maybe they think like this. But yeah, there are a lot of delicious and nice foods other than potatoes.
And what about borscht, our soup? First impressions.
My first impression to see borscht, first thing like I thought that is borscht. There was a T in the end. Sometimes they are writing Google, so I was calling it borscht. It was not correct first thing. Secondly, I was a bit scared. I was like, why this soup is that red? I was like, is it even safe to eat or no?
And after you tried it?
After I tried it, it was completely a different story. Now it's one of my favorite food in Russia. And every other day I was asking for borscht. I was like, I want to eat borscht again and again.
I am glad that I convert you to borscht side. But what about our salads? I remember you were surprised also.
For the salads, specifically because of the mayonnaise. Because almost every other salad, there was mayonnaise in it. And I was like, why there is mayonnaise in it? And like in Pakistan, we have salads, but not like all the salads, they are mixed with the mayonnaise.
It's our secret ingredient. It makes everything creamy. But after you tried, what was your impression?
After I tried the salad, it was very tasty. But one thing I will say, that the mayonnaise in Russia is totally different from the mayonnaise I had tried before. It's totally different and it's very natural. Like the ingredients in mayonnaise, I don't know, it's not that much and it's very natural and organic.
And what about spices? In Russia, we are not using it that much. Did you miss it?
Honestly, not that much because the foods in Russia, they are in their original flavors and they're very healthy and very tasty. But I will say that the Pakistani foods with the spices, it's a different story. They have their own taste, and the Russian food, they have their own taste. If you will add spices in Russian food, it will become something else. Yeah. And if you will remove spices from Pakistani food, it will become something else. I think that each country, they have their own food with their own flavors, and both foods are very delicious.
And what about our Russian bread? You love it now, right?
Agree. I love Russian bread now, and I never expected breads to be that big. I was not used to those big breads and that many different types of breads. I couldn't even remember the names. If you will go to the store or if you will go in the kitchen, you will see like many different types of bread. It's very different from what we used to eat in Pakistan. Like mostly we are eating chapati with the curry that we have, but the breads in Russia are on another level, and they have many different types.
And now tell me, how was your experience with the Russian language?
Oh my god, the most crazy experience with any language. At first, I thought that maybe it will be similar to Urdu or English or just some other language, even the alphabets or the grammar. But this is not the case with Russian. It's totally different and it's absolutely crazy. For example, I'll give you an example. In English, all my life, I'm reading P as P, but when it goes to Russia, when I'm in Russia, I will not read it P. It becomes R sound like somehow, and I was like, what? All my life was just a lie. I need to read it like R sound. How would I practice it? Russian language is very crazy, but when I learned little bit, it's very interesting and a very nice language. It has many expressions and many different words that I didn't even find in English, and now I'm in love with this language.
And did you really think that all Russians are spies?
Before, I used to think that most of the young people, like the young generation in Russia, it's all about the spy game. I thought that they are working for some kind of secret agencies or they are spies or something. And I used to think that Russia is all about agents and gangster and mafias. Because in movies they show like this was the impression in my mind. I was like, it's all about secret agents and gangsters and mafias.
And what did you think about my friends and family when you met them for the first time?
Honestly, I thought that everyone in your family will be very serious, like this face, like I'll be like, they will be very strict and serious, and there will be no smile on their face, and they will be, I don't know. I was like, even how I will start the conversation with them. But after meeting with them, honestly, now I feel like they are my best buddies, and they do smile and joke a lot.
How did you find our gatherings compared to Russian Pakistani family gatherings?
I don't see that big difference. I think that the gatherings are almost the same. People in Russia also, they whenever they have any family gatherings, they enjoy a lot. They, especially if they are gathering in the house, they will cook many different type of foods, and they will be joking, laughing, enjoying. And I think same is the case in Pakistan. Whenever we have family gatherings or we have guests, we will also cook different type of foods, and we will enjoy together. We will laugh together. I think that in both the countries, the family gatherings are almost the same, not that big difference.
Speaking about the gatherings, now tell us about Russian and Pakistani weddings.
I think that the way of celebrating weddings in Pakistan normally it also depends from families to families, and which place or which city or which village in Pakistan, because everyone they have their own way of celebrating the wedding. But normally, generally speaking, it's like 3 days of celebration, and they will invite almost all the family, friends, and everyone in their celebration, and it will be very colorful. And in Russia, I'm not sure, but I think that normally in Russia, I think it's only one day, maybe.
Only one day.
Normally, I think it's only one day, but it also depends, like from families to
Sometimes
families.
3.
Maybe they will extend it to 3 days also.
And what do you think about the Russian hospitality?
I think it's a tough question because both countries they have their own type of hospitality, and they respect everyone. But one thing I noticed, specifically like this point, in Pakistan, if you are a guest, everyone will try to overfeed you. Even if you'll say that you are full, like you don't want to eat more, they will be keep on offering you food, like eat, 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 eat. But in Russia, it's a different story. First thing, they will just ask you if you want to eat something. If you will say no, they will not ask you second time. So if you are hungry and if you are waiting that they will ask you second time, they will not ask you second time. If someone asks you want to eat, just say that yes, I want to eat. And second thing, in Pakistan, for example, I am the guest and I am going to meet her and I will take something with me, for example fruits or chocolates or cake or anything, and I will give it to her. In Russia, they will share that thing that the guest will bring. They will keep on the table. Everyone will share it. But in Pakistan, it's quite different. We will not offer the same food that the guest will bring. We will offer them the food or whatever we have from our side. Anything that guest will bring, we will not keep that thing on the table. I think these two little differences in the hospitality.
And about feeding, our babushkas are doing like this mostly. They are like, eat. You didn't eat anything, eat. But all other people are no.
That's true, because old generation grandmother, I still remember, like grandmother, she was cooking a lot in the morning, and even if I'll say that I'm full, she's like, no, finish it, this is for you, like I cooked it, eat more. That's true.
And what do you think about holidays in Russia?
Believe me, for holidays, it's like a joke. I feel like 6 months in a year, Russia is closed. They have some sort of holidays. Every other day, there is some day. Come on, we don't have that much holidays in Pakistan.
In our some previous video, I speak about that already. You can watch.
I think yes.
And Russia as a tourist place, like what you like about that?
I think that first thing, Russia is huge. As it's the biggest country in the world, so it needs a master plan to visit every place in Russia. We couldn't visit all the places in Russia, but the places that we visited, Moscow is an amazing, beautiful city. There are a lot of things about Moscow that I really liked, specifically the landscape in the cities, the architecture, and specifically the universities, the libraries and the monuments there, because it's a historical city. So there are millions of things to discover. And other place like Kazan is very beautiful. When you are in Kazan, you feel the modern city life mixed with nature. This is something like it's amazing about Kazan. Cheboksary, it's also a very beautiful and clean city. We have 2 videos about Cheboksary also that you can watch on our YouTube channel. And the most what I loved about Russia were the villages, because originally I'm from the village. I'm from the village. I was born and raised in the village. I love the village life in Russia. It's very natural and very simple, and the people they are very true, honest, and very close to the nature and the simplicity. I love the simplicity in Russian villages.
And what do you think generally Pakistanis, what they are thinking about Russians?
I think that generally, like people in Pakistan, as a country, if they have visited Russia, of course they have a positive attitude towards Russia. Of course they love Russia as a country. And those who did not visit Russia, I'm pretty sure that they will be very interested to visit Russia, and they will love Russia as a country. And I think that this is the main purpose of our channel also, that we want to bring these 2 countries close, and we want to share with the people the culture and the life in Russia with the people in Pakistan, so the people living in both the countries, they can come closer to each other.
And as always, thank you for watching, share and subscribe. And please tell us from which country you are watching us, and if you visited Russia or Pakistan, what strange things you noticed.